What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. Now, we know that we got some good stuff upcoming for DD2. However, what do things look like long-term? Well, obviously, we don't have a whole lot of information, but we do have a few teases. Now, first off, it has not been confirmed as a date, but the next update is targeted to launch on Halloween week, so the very end of this month. Now, we know that update is going to bring the new vampire hero into Dungeon Defenders 2. Now, we don't know a whole lot about the vampire hero other than, or the vampire hunter, pardon me, other than just the basic theme of it and a few defenses and abilities. However, one thing we do know is it is going to be a bow user, meaning if you wanted to pre-farm up a bow now, of course we don't know what the best in slot bow is going to be. We don't know if we're going to want to play the vampire hunter as hero damage or ability power. However, one thing we do know is that the Phoenix bow from the Embermount boss is going to be, or is currently, a super hot item in the game. So, killing Big Bird here on the Embermount Volcano has the chance to get you that Phoenix bow, which could potentially, not guaranteed, but could potentially be the best in slot bow. Now, additionally, sometime soon, potentially with the next update, we know there is going to be a stat squish in Dungeon Defenders 2. We know that, we've hit the 32-bit integer quite regularly with the amount of health enemies can have, additionally the amount of damage we can do. It is actually wholly why I use crit chance and not an anti-mod as part of my nuke monk build, because I don't want to go over that 2.1 billion number with any nukes. Now, this stat squish, of course, could change some things as well. Now, we don't know exactly what yet. We don't know exactly what all of the values of all of the mods and everything will be. But one thing that does tell us is right now may not be the greatest time to make any major expensive investments into items. So, by all means, play the game, have fun, but realize that there is a large change coming to the game that should not affect anything. Like, everything that functions and is meta right now should still function and should still be meta after a stat squish, because not only are our stats getting squished, but enemy stats are getting squished as well. So that 2 billion health enemy from before is only going to have 200 million health after the stat squish. We know it's going to be a 10-to-1 stat squish. So with that in mind, just keep that kind of on your thought process with making any major investments into heroes. Like I said, everything that is currently meta and working and functioning well now should definitely still be functioning before, since it is an even stat squish across the board with us and with the enemies that are present. Now, once again, we don't have any sort of confirmed date for this next update, but we do know that the update is targeted for Halloween week, or the last week of October at some point. Now, we got one bit of exciting news with this update, which is gonna just free up a ton of inventory space. If we look at just like my vault, for example, I've got like this vault tab completely full of pet stuff. Well, pet stuffs is going to be going to our vault tab. So our crafting material tab is going to get the pet goodies. This is going to, it's going to directly free up at least one vault tab, maybe 2 vault tabs for me personally. And I'm assuming it's going to free up a lot of space for anyone who has that crafting material tab. So the crafting material tab is gaining even more value and making it really something that is kind of a must purchase for anyone that does want to spend any money in Dungeon Defenders 2. Now, in addition to that, what comes after? We know that the 2023 end-of-year updates are going to be themed with the Gates of Dragonfall. Well, next up, we know that there was that poll several months ago on what theme for the next update. So we do have an update planned, or there's an update scheduled to come to us in 2024, and this is going to be the Seas of Dragonfall. Give us Aquanos Chromatic. We needs Aquanos. You can't make a Seas of Dragonfall update and not give us Aquanos. I'm just saying. Gotta have Aquanos. Gotta have a seahorse. Make it happen, Chromies. You know you can do it. That is scheduled to hit at sometime in 2024. I think it's targeted for early 2024, like sometime in the first quarter, maybe second quarter of the year. Now, we also got another real bit of exciting little info. Now, it's so early. You can't get hyped about it yet. You can't plan for it yet. And you certainly don't want to hold Chromatic to account with it yet, as I'm assuming it hasn't even started in the development stages and is just a thought at this point. However, we got this post from IDHC, and this is referring to a Shard Vault tab, y'all. Oh yeah. Now, a Shard Vault tab has been something that has been requested, or some sort of shard storage. It's something that has been requested for as long as shards exist. The entire time through trendy years and into Chromatic, we have always been told it's not possible. It's not something they're going to do. And of course, the DD2 team that is functioning and working on the game now are making a lot of those impossible things possible here in our future. And we got this little tease that there could potentially be a Shard Vault tab coming to the game in 2024. Now, this is something that's probably going to be a huge pain in the butt for them to develop. As shards, there's, you've got shards that have levels, you've got gilded shards, you've got ungilded shards, you've got unupgraded shards. We've got lots of different variations of shards, so I'm assuming there's going to be a huge pain in the ass for them to develop. So we'll take some time, but it's super awesome that this is something that is on the agenda, or at least on the thought horizon from Chromatic right now, which it has always, as long as shards existed, been a hard no as the answer. So pretty exciting stuff upcoming to Dungeon Defenders 2. I'm really looking forward to this new hero. I think the theme of the hero, it seems pretty awesome. I'm kind of burnt out on Huntress from back in the early alpha days when the Huntress was the only viable DPS hero. And that's one of the reasons you never really see me playing the Huntress ever. However, I do like bow users. I like Pewin, I like the ranged heroes, and I love using bows. So I am super stoked personally about this Vampire Hunter. But that will do it for this time around. Thank you all an absolute ton for watching, and I will see you soon. Take it easy.